Alright, just a quick one. What's the temperature out here? 17 degrees C. And the internal temperature in the car, I've got it set at 18 degrees C. The external outside temp is outside 17 degrees. So she's quite mild. Cherry blossoms are out. Daffodils, I think, are just about finished. Been and gone. It's 23rd of October. It's 2 AM and I'm on my way home. I've been off work for the last week. I've got a filthy cough and a rotten, I won't say flu because it's not flu, it's just a cold and a cough. So I'm trying to bring up the old catarrh, you know. So it's pretty much my first shift back on for the last week. I gave it a go a few nights ago and thought, no, I can't do this. It's hard work. It just felt like crap even. But I've done 8 hours tonight. I've had an okay night money-wise. I mean, if I'd have started on time, I'd have been up and over my expected minimums, but my requirements. But basically, I started late because I didn't have a lot of motivation to get started. That's number one. And number two, my wife needed to come home because she had to pick the car up. Had to take me up to pick the Camry up because that was having a service in the shop and having some work done on the exhaust. But so the cherry blossoms are out, the weather's warming up. Just on the run up to Christmas now. We've got Labour Day next weekend. And I suspect that if public holiday runs true to form, Saturday night will be fairly quiet. There'll be some activity around. But Sunday night I expect will be pretty blooming busy, as I don't have to worry about the hangover till Tuesday. So the weekend could be good. I'll be out here working anyway. I should be over the flu by the weekend. Yeah, Kirsten's been off with us as well, so pretty much this car's been laid up for the last week. Because the drivers have been unable to work. So I just spent the time lounging around at home and sleeping and waking up and having something to eat and going back to sleep again. I often find that when I'm crook like that, the best thing to do is just to lie down and stay warm and just sleep when you need and get up if you have to, you know. Just keep constant, keep your body temperature constant, and just chillax, you know, relax, all the rest of it. I'm at Manukau now, so I'm about half an hour from home. Kirsten's feeling better, she said, so she says she's going to be working today. Try and claw back some of the lost days. I don't normally work Tuesday night, but I thought, well, if I've had all of last week off, I'll try and work an extra night now and again and claw back some of the monies. That's it really. Nothing unusual or untoward with the passengers. I pick them up, they get in, I take them to where they're going, and that's it. Oh, I was parked up at the plaza, and I had 3 gorgeous, lovely young darlings, 20-somethings. They walked up to the taxi as I was sitting there at 2 AM, and they said they wanted me to take them somewhere to get something to eat, a grill. They said. I said, do you have one in mind? She said, well, there is one we want, but I can't remember where it is. I said, well, that's helpful. But she's wearing a very light sort of flimsy dress, and it's blowing a bloody gale outside. Of course, the wind came up and the dress went right up her bloody midriff. Standing right next to the window there, I got a full show. Fear gave me palpitations, it did. And she went, oh fuck, don't look, she said, don't look, don't look. I said, I'm not looking, dear, I'm not looking. I'm a grandfather, I've probably forgotten what to do with you. And she said, Okay, well, they'll go back to the hotel then. Could I take them to the hotel? I said, righto. So I took them to the Quadrant Hotel, which was just, you know, $15 cab ride, nothing major. So I took them there, and I told dispatch, and I said, gorgeous young thing, dress up, the wind came up, that winter dress, you know. And old Margaret said, you should be careful, an elderly gentleman like you. You don't know what that might cause you, you know. You might have a heart attack or something. I says, oi, less of the gentleman. And yeah, so that was a bit of fun. But apart from that, you know, they get in, I take them. I've done a bit of airport work the last couple of nights. I've usually managed to, not the last couple of nights, tonight. Did I work? No, I worked last night. This is my second night. Oh, excuse me. I worked Monday night. But it's sort of working out that I faff around in town. A lot of orders at the airport. Everyone goes, whee, orders at the airport. So they fly over to the airport and I stay in town. And what little work there is just divided amongst the very few of us that decide to stay in town. So I've had quite a productive night, really, because the others have been out there doing airport work. And I think I've probably said this to you before, you know, you can go out to the airport, so you got a 20-minute drive out to the airport, and however long it takes the job to come down. If a job comes down, you know, within a few minutes, you've got half an hour before the plane lands, because they give you that lead-up time to make your board up and everything. And then you got anything up to an hour, so you could be an hour and a half. On a good night, you might be lucky and be in and out in an hour. So I try and avoid the orders, because in that hour in town, I could have earned twice as much as what I'd got for faffing around in the airport for an hour. You know, $40 here and $50 there. Boom, there's what I've earned in an airport, and I've earned that in an hour, you know, instead of... So, you know, it's sort of... There's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and often you can do better in town because you get delays and passengers don't turn up. So there you are. That's my theory. That's my thoughts. And I usually manage to get up there if I time it right. You know, when work drops off in town about 11, 12 o'clock. If I time it right, I can get out to the airport and get on the international rank, and you know, about half an hour after a plane has landed, like a Sydney or a Melbourne or something, and you know, you can usually get a passenger, at least 1 or 2 off each flight. But if I can make it out there before the others, then that's great. And that's exactly what happened tonight. I was standing there for about 15 minutes and a woman got in and said, can I take her to Grey Lynn, which is just in town, $80, you know. Had a lovely fare last week before I went sick for a week. It was a major company, Nestle. It was... I had to pick her up at Port Waikato with a pickup in Drury and then take them up to Oraki, which in effect was $500. So I had to take them up and go back there 2.5, 3 hours later, about 10:30, pick them up and then take them home again. And it's about, you know, $240 each way, you know, so lovely. I did very well the other night, that night last week. And it was sort of out in the back blocks, you know, hour and a half driving each way. Very nice. Right, anyway, there's obviously a lot of roadworks going on. They've closed that section of the motorway. I think they're resealing it. So on that note, I'm not too far from my turn off now. I'm going to piss off and I'll leave you all to it. Chin chin toodaloo, TTFN, and have a super day. Bye. Oh. And hello to the fan family out in Aussie. Whoosh.